Today I'll be talking about the Ebola virus of West Africa in 2014. What is it? The name of it is the Ebola virus, also known as the Ebola hemorrhagic fever. The pathogen that causes this disease is EBOV, and it's a pathogen that causes fatal fevers in humans and non-human primates. It is a part of the Fluorovidae virus family. This includes other diseases such as the Marburg virus. So, how is it transmitted? There are many ways to spread this virus around. There's three most common ways of transmission. The first method is direct contact. This can involve hugging, kissing, touching, and sneezing. The second way is indirect or secondary contact with contaminated fluids. This was extremely dangerous because of the lack of water in some of the places, as they often had to share, which often quickly spread the disease around. Finally, the last common mode of transport is coming into contact with contaminated objects such as needles. So with all of this, how did they manage it? I have listed 5 of the management strategies that they used during this virus. The first one being wearing the correct PPE gear, which is a mask, a protective suit, gloves, a gown, and goggles. The second one is always use infectious control measures, which includes washing hands and using disinfectant. The third strategy used was to keep the infected people away from the unprotected people to stop the spread. Other strategies include staying away from as many people as possible to reduce the chance of catching the virus, and keeping track of patients who have or hadn't had the virus. There was many symptoms for this virus, as the Ebola virus is one of the deadliest viruses in the world because of its incredibly high mortality rate. This is because of the deadly symptoms. Some of the early symptoms include a high fever, a headache, joint and muscle aches, sore throat, weakness, stomach pain, and as it goes, you even begin to bleed inside and outside your body, which is often the cause of death. So, is there any treatments for the Ebola virus? So far to this day, no medication has been used, but the closest to this cure is VSV EBOV. This medication has a 97.5% chance that it will stop Ebola transmission of the virus before it goes too far inside you. The reason this was never fully continued was because of the common side effects, which are headaches, a fever, fatigue, joint and muscle pain, nausea, arthritis, rash, and abnormal sweating. As it is never fully finished, it was never stated how long you must take the treatment for. So how does this cure comfort you? It helps to stop the Ebola virus pathogen from moving to others and through your body, which saves you and many around you. This virus was one of the most important things in the world at that time. This is because there was over 28,000 reported cases. But it is believed that many of the cases and many of the deaths were never reported, even up to 40% of them. In total, there was 11,323 reported deaths. The reason this shocked the world was the mortality rate. In certain places, this went over 90%. Comparing this to the mere 1.4% mortality rate of COVID-19 in Australia, this shows why people went crazy over this virus